In this module, we will continue to talk about some global trends impeding CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. For your convenience, I have just mentioned here what we mean by impeding. So, what are those factors that are actually delaying or preventing organizations and the other institutions from implementing corporate social responsibility? So, these factors can be categorized into three broad categories, and we will talk about those three broad categories that are impeding or preventing organizations from implementing corporate social responsibility effectively. When we first thing is first, that is demographics. The change in demographics, if you guys remember in the chapter number 2, we have seen the changing patterns in the demographics. For example, the population in China would be less in 2050 as compared to the India, and India would be leading as the most populous country in 2050. This would be the first time when China would be number 2 in terms of population. So similarly, the accumulation of population in some part of the world, greater urbanization, and old age workers or presence of old age workers in some societies, that is hampering organizations to effectively implement or effectively incorporate, build strategies that can promote corporate social responsibility. For example, in the last module, we talked about diversity. In the last module, we talked about equal opportunities for employees. So these demographic trends are actually impeding and preventing organizations to implement corporate social responsibility effectively or fairly. An older and more diverse workforce, I just discussed, and higher levels of unemployment in developed countries. So you may see that in different parts of the world, there is a different level of unemployment. Unemployment in the developed countries is different than the developed countries. Unemployment in the developed countries or underdeveloped countries is largely because of different reasons. For example, in underdeveloped countries, the unemployment is because of the unavailability of jobs or unavailability of the skills or the opportunities. While in the developed countries, whatsoever is the unemployment, for example, it is 2.5% in different countries, and that is by choice. Some people, they think that it's okay whatsoever they get from the government, and because the government is a welfare government in most developed countries, they live a life whatsoever they can afford on the basis of what they get from the government. So higher levels of unemployment, and however, because of a lot of issues, it has been predicted that the unemployment will grow all over the world. Global poverty, that is the another type of issue or the factors that are impeding the corporations to operate corporate social responsibility or to implement corporate social responsibility. So the number of people living in poverty continues to grow. More people are getting poorer and poorer, and it is not easy that they will meet up or catch up with those who are in the middle class, or middle class catch up with the upper class. The disparity among the people, those who are the richest in this world and poorest in this world, the gap or disparity is increasing. In the last couple of modules, I have also talked about the 20% they occupy the 80% wealth of this world, whereas the 80% they occupy only the 20% wealth of this world. And this accumulation of money is still increasing. Maybe in future you may hear that 90% of the world wealth is occupied by 10% of the people, whereas the 10% of the wealth is for rest of the people to live their life. So that might be a reason behind rising in the prices, although there can be a lot of factors and which is beyond the scope to discuss the rising prices. However, the prices are increasing globally for most of the products. Environmental issues, that is increasing exploitation of natural resources, poor governance in different organizations, not all organizations, but it is easy to say that in most of the organizations, the governance mechanism is very poor. That is actually not helping to implement corporate social responsibility effectively. And weak or non existing environmental legislation. Lack of existence of law actually is also impeding how corporations, how organizations should behave. So overall, the demographic factors, the environmental factors, and the global poverty is impeding different organizations in different ways to implement or think about corporate social responsibility in the most effective way. Thank you.